It is sort of like they are not a part of our lives. We are sort of a part of its life.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
together, that
yeah,
we're together.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we're not like, we're just so together that you can talk to walls, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes we all
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So it's all about that.
Yeah. Shifting focus to your photography, you overlay photographs in a way that what are you trying to show when you're overlaying different structures one over the other that are from completely different parts of the world?
So with my photography, the language has gradually changed. Earlier I used to work on my own photographs. Now it is overlapping of my own photographs that I travel and then I take. The whole idea is, when we are talking about globalization all the time, right? For the past 20 years we've been talking about globalization, and then we are laying cities over cities, right? So in one shot, you're just talking about a space that is somewhere else. You're bringing two spaces together under one single frame, and then you just placing them together, making us forget that every single different place that we stay in the world is obviously going to be different, because the culture is different, the time frame is different, and it obviously every space talks about the culture that is in that space, that is in that place, and we are happily trying to negate that, we're trying to forget that, and just making clones, you know, just putting them together, just assembling something that is not meant to be. And in the process where you losing the character of any given space. So the whole idea is it really needed? Or in the name of globalization, are we not killing our culture? Are we not killing our past? Do we need to progress in such a manner that today if I am living in say Shanghai, or I am living in Mumbai, there is no difference. So where does the excitement come from? The excitement comes from differences that we have, you know, also in terms of differences that we have in our spaces, and we're just trying to ignore them and we're just trying to become one. But is there a need, or we just doing it because that's the in thing? So it's the work is about it's about leaving the audience with a question rather than an answer to it, you know.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, would you say that in the past, how India had different architectural, like structures like Indo-Islamic architectures, like the Qutub Minar or Taj Mahal. So, would you want that sort of a culture of architecture
Yeah,
to?
because it's all talks about us.
Yeah.
How we are and how different we are and how we should be proud about ourselves, rather than adapting something which is okay, very competitive, or you know, talks about the 20th century or the 21st or the coming centuries, and we can't relate to them. What is the need? What is the need? Why can't we be happy with what we are, who we are? Why can't we be happy in our own skin and be proud about it? You know, so where are we actually going? Just by imitating the West, you know, trying to say that, okay, this is what progress means, but that is what progress means to them. It might have a different connotation in our case. So, you know, the whole, I mean, you have to at one point question yourself as to what is okay for you and what you can happily ignore.
Very true, very true. So you do believe in a simplistic, sustainable sort of lifestyle that you want to promote through your works. What would you say an individual should do or a government should do to sort of follow, what you're trying to teach?
I am not trying to say anything. I am just trying to make just a few interested audiences understand that let us be what we are. Like I really don't believe in adapting to something till I am fully satisfied, or till I know and I'm clear as to why am I doing it. Let's question ourselves. When we talk that we are all intellect people, we are an intellect thinking society, then why don't we think about all these things? Why is it so easy for us to adapt to something which is so alien to us, which is not actually us, you know? And then I don't just want us to it to all become too late, that we don't know how to go back to it. Right now is the time where we can still understand, and many of us do question all this, but then is it happening at the right pace, you know, or are we creating mindless structures, just accumulating it and not even knowing how to use it, and then later generations are going to regret it. So is that progress really needed, or we need to progress in other things rather than just ignore it and just, you know, not just work towards just one single goal that we are going to be a developed nation. We could think about concentrating on other things rather than this. So the whole idea in my art language has become, in a sense, it has to leave you with a question. It never leaves you with an answer.
Thank you so much, Pooja ji, for having me in your studio today and talking to me about your works and your thoughts about what is going on with our country and our architecture today. So thank you so much. It was lovely, and I would definitely love to get to know more about your future endeavors later on.
Thank you so much for being here, Ashna. It's been a good experience as always to answer your queries, and also it gives us an insight as to how people react to our work. I think that's also important, equally important for an artist to understand that whatever he or she believes in is taken well with people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One material that you have used time and again that is very significant to you?
Ash is very much, I think it is in your body, it's everywhere within you, because